Pixar is back with Inside Out, and before I talk about that movie, I should talk about the short film, Lava. Lava was a bit depressing, but it was a very good short overall. There was a point where it was getting very depressing, and you're like, come on, Pixar, I came to see a very happy, energetic family movie. Why you're giving me all the feels? Lava is about this volcano who wants to find true love, and the song is very catchy too. I wish that the earth, sea, and the sky up above will send me someone to lava. Yeah, that song was extremely catchy, and oh my god, you see these jerks of animals being couples. The turtles were even a couple, and honestly, the turtle looks a lot like Crush from Finding Nemo. There's these couples everywhere. There's this lonely volcano. He keeps singing. How many years pass? I'm not sure. Probably thousands and thousands of years, because all of a sudden the water level rises so much that his face is almost covered by the ocean, and then it turns out there's a female volcano in the bottom of the sea that actually heard his song the entire time and finally erupts and then becomes a volcano above the sea, which covered the main character's face with the ocean, so he cannot sing and she cannot hear him. And when she came up, her back was facing towards him, and she's like, wait, where is this guy? I can't find him. I'm like, no! Pixar, you can't do this to me now! I'm feeling all the feels! I want this freaking volcano to find his true love! And then he cries, and then the storm clouds come over, and then the water level rises, so he's all the way in the bottom of the ocean, and I'm like, really? Oh my god. If the short ended there, I probably would have just left the theater because it was very depressing. The female volcano started singing, and then the male volcano was happy about it, so he becomes one with her, and I don't know exactly how land masses really form, because I think this is kind of impossible, but since this is a Pixar cartoon short, I'm willing to forgive that, because I don't think volcanoes can form this way. Her back was facing towards him, and then all of a sudden he managed to get together with her side by side, face to face, and I'm like, okay, whatever, he's together with his true love, happy ending, great. Move on to the movie. I was kind of depressed by the short, but I was happy that the volcano found his true love. And the fact that I feel for a volcano within 5 minutes. Good job, Pixar. Okay, so now on to Inside Out. This movie was great. It was really, really good. I don't see any negatives with this movie. I don't find a scene or frame that pissed me off or anything. Heck, even though I was kind of pissed off at Sadness, but that's mostly because every time Riley needs to feel sad, Sadness has to come along and you're like, no, I want Riley to be happy. And the fact that I care for this 11-year-old girl, yeah, that is good. Pixar is great with this, and it's so creative. This movie is very creative. I love how everything works, how the mind works, how the emotions work. So there's joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, and they have to work together to make sure that Riley's day is good. These emotions, how they work together, how the mind works, that there's a control board, and how each emotion can react to different situations, and how the whole mind works with the memories. You know how sometimes you get a song that's stuck in your head? Yeah, they explained that, and that was good. They explained it with the Triple Dent Gum commercial. Triple Dent Gum. So there's these two things that cleans up old memories or faded memories. Memories that Riley doesn't need anymore. So their job is taking care of that. So along the way, they were explaining to Joy, oh, we love this memory, the one with the Triple Dent Gum commercial. We're going to send it back to headquarters just to mess with them. And every time they send it up, Anger happens to be the first one who keeps seeing this, and he gets super angry because of it. It's like, Triple Dent Gum. Ah, not this commercial again! That's the running gag of the movie. Every time Anger is onto something or he's in charge of the control board, every time he has an idea, the Triple Dent Gum commercial keeps coming out and he's like, Triple Dent Gum. Ah, stop it! No, not time for that! The actors and actresses, oh my god, they were well picked for these roles. Amy Poehler, great as Joy. Phyllis Smith, I have never heard of her before, but she was great as Sadness. Mindy Kaling as Disgust, perfect. Bill Hader as Fear, awesome. And Lewis Black as Anger. Amazing. He is the best character in the whole movie. Every time he shows up, amazing. It's just great. And I'm kind of disappointed that he doesn't say a curse word throughout this movie. He keeps wanting to though, but he just can't since this is a PG-rated movie. Even though the emotions talk more than Riley, at least Riley is still a great character on her own, and you want these emotions to make sure that Riley has the best day of her life. But the problem is that she's 11 years old now. Even Joy's like, what could go wrong? But then Riley's parents decide they have to move because of Riley's dad. He has a new job. So this confuses Riley. This confuses her emotions. She had everything great in Minnesota. She plays hockey over there. She has her best friend there. She has her classmates there. She has everything there. All the best memories of her life happen there. And all of a sudden they have to move to San Francisco. And what I love when they moved to San Francisco, they explain how the daydreams or the imagination works. So she's trying to imagine how her new home is going to be like. So she's like, oh, I'm going to live with a dragon, or I'm going to live in a castle, or I'm going to live in a house made out of candy. But then when she goes up there, it's just an old apartment that doesn't even look that cool. It has a dead rat that looks exactly like Remy from Ratatouille. People told me that that's Remy from Ratatouille, but I still think that's kind of dark. So she goes to her bedroom, and Riley's emotions are like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. Oh my god, we should have gone back to Minnesota. We don't even have our things over here. But Joy's like, wait. Let's make the best things of it. So let's imagine, okay, how are we going to set up Riley's room? And she pictured all this stuff. I like that. That was good. The fact that you care for this character is great, and you want her to have the best life, so you want her to go downstairs to pick up her stuff and make sure that her room is awesome. But then it turns out that the moving van lost their stuff, and they won't get it for a couple days. So you're like, oh, come on. The move is not good for Riley, but at least the fact that her parents still love her, that's good, and she's not feeling good about the whole move, but at the same time, she's trying to be a good girl, especially towards her parents. And I love the scene where she wants to get pizza, so they went to a pizzeria, and then the girl showed her pizza with broccoli on top, and everyone's like, who the hell orders a pizza with broccoli? And Louis was black as anger is like, congratulations, San Francisco, you ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you. I love that. The next day happens, and it shows Riley going to her first day of school, but that's when all things go wrong, because Joy puts up a happy memory of Minnesota, and Riley's trying to explain it, but then Blue touches the orb, which screws everything up, and at that point I'm like, Sadness, stop touching everything! Just stop touching everything! Things go wrong, a new core memory has came up, and I love this idea of the core memories, that throughout Riley's life, she has core memories that make up personalities of her. So she loves hockey, so there's Hockey Island, there's Imagination Land, there's Goofball Island. They show this cute scene where she's like, she's naked with the underwear on top of her, and she keeps slapping her butt, and she's acting like a monkey. So Goofball Island shows a monkey hitting his head, so that was good. And there's Honesty Island and Family Island. Her mind is powered by these 5 islands, and all of a sudden there's a new core memory, but this turns out to be blue, and Joy thinks something's wrong because all the core memories are yellow. So there's a blue core memory, Joy tries to stop it, but she couldn't, and then she gets sucked up in the tube along with Sadness, and they get transported all the way out into the memory land. Joy and Sadness have to find their way back because Joy is not taking care of Riley's mind right now. Riley cannot feel any joy. So it's anger, disgust, and fear. They have to take control of the whole situation until Joy and Sadness gets back, but then things keep getting wrong. So there's this argument that happened in the kitchen, which was a hilarious scene because it showed the emotions of not just Riley, but also the mother and the father. The mother is voiced by Diane Lane, and Kyle MacLachlan voices the father, and oh my god, the emotions in their heads were great. I love that the mother, the main leader of the mother's emotions, happens to be Sadness. They keep thinking, okay, so we have a husband that doesn't understand us or our daughter. Why did we go along with the Brazilian helicopter pilot? Fly with me, Cachinha. That was great. And I love the father's emotions. They did not pay attention to the whole conversation. They were just watching soccer in their heads. So every time they have a projector, they show what they're thinking. So the emotions were just watching soccer. Then all of a sudden they turn to the mother and they're like, oh, what'd she say? Nothing, sir. No one was listening. And they show like the alarm that switches off for the sending Riley to a room. That was pretty good. And yeah, that whole scene with the dinner with the family was pretty good. But then Riley starts to lose more of her personalities because Joy and Sadness are not there. So Joy loses the first island, I believe that's Goofball Island, and then after that she loses Hockey Island, Friendship Island, then Imagination Land, and the last one is going to be, no, not Imagination Land, Honesty, and the last one happens to be family. And it turns out that once Riley loses all these core memories and she loses all these 5 islands, I'm guessing that means she becomes like a zombie, because that means she feels no emotion. And that kind of confused me, because Riley still has anger, fear, and disgust working over there. But I'm guessing they need all 5 emotions to make sure that Riley works. So that's why the machine wasn't responding to them. So I'm guessing that's how it is. But anyway, it's kind of scary, because the fact that she's losing these personalities and she's becoming less of herself, you actually want Riley to become Riley, so you want Joy and Sadness to hurry the hell up to get back to Riley. They explain how everything works in Imagination Land. The Imagination Land has like a studio, movie studio, especially used for daydreams and nightmares, and the way that works is pretty cool. I love the part where they have the imagination boyfriend. I die for Riley. That was good. And they also introduce the imaginary friend of Riley when she was a baby, named Bing Bong. I was a bit worried about this character at first, because I was like, wait, he's pink? He's forgotten? He's the villain. That's what I thought. I immediately thought of Toy Story 3. And here's the thing. I really like Lotso in Toy Story 3, but I was worried that, okay, Inside Out is doing the same movie again, like Toy Story 3 or something like that. But actually, no. Bing Bong was never a villain. He actually wants to help Joy and Sadness get back to the control center so they could restore Riley. And I'm surprised by that. I thought that there was going to be a moment where he becomes a traitor or something like that. But no, he actually helped them out. He cares that much about Riley. So I thought that was good. I thought that he was going to be the villain. I thought he just wants Riley for himself or something like that, because he was an imaginary friend who got forgotten. But no, he was an actual helpful character. A very good character. He's voiced by Richard Kind, and Richard Kind voiced Hopper's brother from A Bug's Life. I believe his name is Mort or something like that. I could be wrong, but I like Richard Kind. He's a great actor, and every time I hear his voice, yeah, it's just great. So Bing Bong tries to get them to the islands. He's trying to help them to the command center, but there's this one point where Joy was trying to get up this tube, the recall tube, but then she realized that Sadness can't go inside the tube because she's going to mess everything up. So Joy leaves Sadness behind, and she tries to go up the tube, but the tube's broken. Joy falls down into the... I forgot what it's called. I believe it's called the Land of the Forgotten or something like that, or the Memory Dump or something like that. Basically, that's where all the old memories go and fade and they don't exist anymore. So Joy falls into that, and Bing Bong was on top of this cliff that also fell down into the Land of the Forgotten. So at that point, this is a very sad scene. This whole scene was pretty sad. Because Bing Bong, because he's been forgotten for a long time by Riley, his arm starts to disappear like Marty McFly's from Back to the Future. And you're like, oh no, not him too. And Joy had a very touching scene where she looks all over the memories of Riley, and she couldn't believe that this is where they're being forgotten, and she remembers everything that Riley did, and she is sad that everything's being forgotten. She can't be there for Riley. But then she finds out that Sadness is important, that Sadness has to be there for Riley too, because she looks over this memory core and she realized that, okay, so Sadness was there when Riley's team lost, and she was upset and she wanted to do something, but then her parents came over there, they comforted her, and her team comforted her, so it becomes Joy in the end, so the memory core turns yellow. So I like that idea. I like how Sadness is important too, even though the entire time I keep saying, Sadness, stop screwing things up! Then Joy realized, okay, she has to get back up there, she has to get Sadness, they have to go back to Command Center, but then Bing Bong's like, where are we gonna go? Then they realize that Bing Bong has a rocket ship that can be powered up by singing. So they found the rocket ship, they keep trying to go up this ramp to the cliff that looks very similar to the cliff from Pride Rock in The Lion King, or a mixture of that and the mountain from Fantasia. It looks very similar to those two. They keep trying to go up, but they keep failing and failing and failing, and Bing Bong's body is starting to disappear even more. So then Bing Bong says, Joy, I have a good feeling about this one. Let's do it again. So I was like, wait, that doesn't sound good. Usually when a character says that, especially in a Pixar movie, that means something bad's gonna happen. So when Bing Bong and Joy tried to go on the rocket ship for one last time, they go up, Bing Bong sacrifices himself by jumping off the rocket ship, and Joy reaches the cliff and she's like, yay, Bing Bong, we made it! But then she realized Bing Bong isn't there. She looks down at the cliff and sees Bing Bong cheering and being happy and stuff. It's like, yeah, Joy, you got it! And his final words made me crack. Seriously, it's just... This scene made me cry. Almost. Seriously. Tears were about to flood out my eyes. I was like, no! I'm a man! I can't feel this! I can't! Pixar, darn you! Darn you for making me feel all the feels! So Bing Bong says, take Riley to the moon for me right before he disappears. And I was like, you Pixar, why? My best friend looked up to me. He's like, darn you, Pixar! Seriously, I didn't realize how good this scene was going to be. That whole scene in The Land of Forgotten was great. And the fact that Bing Bong was never a villain, he cared that much about Riley, and he sacrifices himself for that. It was a well-done scene. And he's gone. He's dead. He's gone. Wow. I did not feel that sad for a Pixar movie since... I gotta say Toy Story 3, because the ending made me really depressed. But I think the opening scene to Up really made me want to tear up, seriously. So yeah, the fact that this movie did it so well, good job. So Joy finds sadness, they get back to the command center. At this point, Anger put the idea of Riley wanting to leave. She wanted to go to Minnesota, but then they realize once they did that, they can't change it because the light bulb is stuck in the command center. And I do like the idea that the light bulb represents an idea. That was cool. So then Sadness came, and then she changed everything. She made everything right with Riley. Riley reunites with her parents. She's happy that she's back with her family again. And her family told her that they also miss Minnesota too. They're sorry about that, and we're still glad you're our girl. And then it was a very touching reunion. And then there's a very funny ending where Riley is playing hockey, and they show the emotions of not just the parents, but this kid who sees Riley for the first time, and in his head, you see the emotions crying and screaming, "Girl! Girl! Girl! Girl!" And then Joy's like, wait, well, Riley is now 12. What else could go wrong? And I was like, wow, I cannot wait for a sequel to this movie. I understand that people think that Pixar movies should just have original ideas, do not make sequels to things, except for The Incredibles 2, which I'm still waiting on. I know they're making it, I just can't wait for The Incredibles 2, but still, I think a sequel for this movie would be good. And I felt like this movie could be a bit like Boyhood, except the Pixar version of it, and, you know, without drugs or anything. If they make a sequel to this, I don't mind. I mean, you could do so much with all these characters and all these emotions and the journey of Riley. It'll be good. Show her in high school, show her in college, show her as an adult getting a baby or something like that. That'll be good. This whole movie was great, and I do love the scene during the end credits when it shows the emotions of the teacher, the emo girl, the clown, the dog, the cat, and the bus driver. The bus driver is my most favorite part. When he's stuck in traffic, he's really angry, and all his emotions are anger, except they're in different colors. And then they're like, okay, let's think of something good. And then the triple deck commercial shows up, and they're like, ah! The music is very good. The acting's very good. I love all the characters. I do love the idea of how everything works in this world. I do like that every time they try to show a memory that happened in the past, they show it via a projection screen, that the ideas are created with the light bulb, and they just put it on the command center. And in the end, when they have an updated command center, because all the islands are fused together with different emotions, so there's like a yellow and blue, the green and red, and all that stuff, and there's like a boy band island. So that was cool. I love how they show how nightmares work. I love how they showed the clown. That was good. And how Riley can wake up from a nightmare. That was good. I love the train of thought, the literal train of thought, and how everything works. And there's a little gag about Joy accidentally knocking over a crate, and there's facts and opinions box, and Bing Bong just mixes them together, saying, oh, they're all the same. They explain about abstract thought and how that works, and yeah, they explain how everything works, and I love that. This movie went into so much detail how everything works, and I love that. And this movie is very creative, and man, it's great. If this movie gets nominated for Best Picture, Best Animated Feature, yeah, it deserves it. It really does. And it's nice the fact that after seeing a couple of duds, honestly, Toy Story 3 I thought was great. Brave was disappointing. It's basically Brother Bear in Scotland. Cars 2, I never liked the Cars series, but I think Cars 2 was really, really bad. Monsters University I thought was fun. I liked it. It was unnecessary, but I liked it. So that's how I feel about Inside Out. Write down in comments below, how do you feel about the movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please click the like button. If you like to subscribe, there's an annotation here for subscribing. So until next time, guys, see you later and thank you for watching.